Good morning. Welcome to Village in Motion. Today is Tuesday, June 25th, 2019, and my notes here tell me that I'm to remind you that today is the anniversary of the Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876, also known as Custer's Last Stand. That's 143 years ago. None of us were around then, but we are around today to visit with Lynn Keefe from General Services.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
A little warm today.
A little warm.
Yes.
But it's beautiful and sunny and dry.
And that's the good news.
So we'll take
And
that.
there's no snow.
That's
so
right.
You have some visitors with you.
Yes, I brought some folks with me today.
Okay.
And I thought residents might enjoy seeing some of the faces. Some are going to be a little more familiar. But first I have a very new employee, Erick Robinson, who is our new Senior Facilities Manager.
Oh, wonderful.
So Erick, it's day 2, and he will be overseeing maintenance, engineering, and grounds. He comes to us with over 15 years of both commercial and residential property management, and he has a family, 5 children and 5 grandchildren. We're thrilled to have him on board, so if you see him in the hall, welcome him. I know his team is excited to get to know him and to have that position filled.
We're glad you're here, Erick. Yeah. That's good.
And next we have Osvaldo Gomez. He is our new communication manager.
I recognize the name.
Yes, he goes by Ozzy. And Ozzy is not new to Erickson, he is new to Greenspring. He has just hit his 9-year anniversary with the company. He comes to us from Ashby Ponds, where most recently he handled their reoccupancy program, which we know is very busy, but prior to that, he was a security supervisor, worked his way up to that role. So
great.
That experience will certainly serve him well. And I know what he doesn't miss is the commute. He happens to live just within a few miles of the Greenspring community. And Arvie has 3 kids and a wife.
We're glad you're here. We've already been noticing some of your communications. So it's working.
And last but certainly not least is another familiar face, Arvie Santos, who has been at Greenspring for probably the longest time at the Garden Ridge front desk as a communications specialist, more recently as at Hunter's Crossing. And as a recent graduate of George Mason, he has been promoted to the Operations Associate position.
Okay.
That is actually a community position where they learn in greater detail about all of the roles at the community. So his first rotation is in General Services. He'll be with us about 3 months. And then he'll move on to another department. And it's just a great opportunity for us to continue to build that bench strength. And as we said, you know, Ozzy came from Ashby Ponds. Arvie already knows us, and so now he's going to continue to see what else is out there and be ready when that opportunity arises.
Congratulations on the degree and the new job, Arvie. We're glad you're here. Learn a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Your education continues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you, gentlemen.
So, what's happening in General Services?
Well, so we have a few things going on. So one of the projects that is in another phase, we've been talking about the Wi-Fi upgrade. And so much work has gone on both in residential apartments, placing the wireless access point. Now they're upgrading some additional equipment. So as that is going to affect residents, we'll certainly communicate that out.
I see in some communications that some residents are having a little concern with the speed of their Wi-Fi. If that is the case, who should they contact?
They can always contact the Erickson Help Desk, the 800 number, and they will advise them. Now, everything is not in place, so there's still some improvement.
So this process isn't complete.
Correct. It is not yet
complete. I think
complete.
we were thinking, oh, they flicked a switch and all is supposed to be wonderful.
Not just yet.
But not quite.
Not quite.
I'm happy to know that.
Yes. Yeah, so we'll communicate when it is complete. But as always, anytime there's an issue, you can always contact.
Call the help desk.
Yes.
Good.
So another communication that went out late last week that I think folks are pleased about is an impending transition from DirecTV to Cox Cable.
Okay.
So we know that a lot of residents have had challenges with signal strength, with a variety of issues. But Just this week, they have already started the wiring. It's about 120 days to do all of the site work, the external work,
To get
as well.
ready.
Yes, to get ready. But more information will come as we progress. There will be 8 opportunities in the month of September where residents will go and establish their account.
Similar to what we did with DirecTV.
Correct. Now, the agreement with Cox, you have an opportunity to have, and I'm going to not get the words exactly correct,
That's all
but the
right.
main box and the smaller box, you will have up to 3. But if you're a resident, say you only have 1 television, you'll be able to tell them that. Or if you know at the time, gosh, I want upgraded service, I want special channel package, you'll be able to establish that.
They'll have that information available to us before these meetings,
They
so we
will.
can make some decisions.
So they'll actually probably be set up in the dining rooms at 8 different points. So you'll be able to go in, ask questions. We'll obviously have a lot more info before
Good.
then, but that will all be set up so that when they actually come to deliver your box and connect you, they'll have all the information necessary.
A couple of real basic questions.
Sure.
Will we have a remote control, a Cox remote control? And will we have just one?
You will have a Cox remote control. You will not have to toggle. They will be broadcasting our channels.
So no more of this input.
Correct.
That will be the most wonderful part of this whole
That
change.
will be wonderful.
So they will be able to handle channels 2, 6, and 8 on their system.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Yes.
Congratulations on making a good choice.
Well, we want to have a great product for the residents. We're eager. We'll keep everyone updated as more and more information. I know I've had a contact a resident who's going to be writing an article for the Village Bridge, and we
Good.
want to get as much information to you as we possibly can.
So there's no way for us to know at this point if my special channel that I like more than anything in the world will be there.
Well, I have had a couple of those questions already. We know that there are a few that have been talked about in the past. I know Masson is important for baseball, and I believe there's a UK PBS.
WETA UK.
There you go. So we're going to be working to get that list so that we can answer some of those
Good.
questions.
Good.
Yes.
Good deal. So no, I was looking at my notes here, no switching. Okay, I think those were, to me, those were the most important questions.
Yeah.
So more information to come.
More information to come.
Good.
You know, we finished the install of the new benches and trash receptacles.
Outside.
Yes.
They're
there is-
beautiful.
There's one location where we missed. There's a single chair there. So to the folks who go in and out of that door, please know we are working on that, replacing it. It still has the old teak chair.
Okay.
So that's in process. We are scheduling right now, trying to get the low pressure washing done that will be on the building facades around campus.
Is that to take off that
The black lichen,
what?
yes.
Good.
Yes. So we waited initially because there was roof work that needed to be done that contributed to that. And then we wanted to make sure we did low pressure washing so that we weren't forcing water into areas where it could penetrate. And
No, we don't want that.
No, no.
No water penetration.
So we'll have that communicated just so folks,
Okay.
you know,
So
it'll
that's
be
not
outside.
something that will impact us in our
No,
apartments.
but we try to get it out. Obviously, if they're outside your
what's
window, you
going
might
on?
want to know.
Yeah.
There are also several roof replacements on some box bay stacks, and I
Okay.
say a stack meaning from the ground level to the top. So that will be occurring in the next several weeks. There are several that are already scheduled. There are a couple boiler projects that are going on. Now is a great time to do it when we're not
Yes.
needing heat. And
So the boiler projects I don't understand what we have. Where are these boilers, and are we talking something the size of this room or something
well, they're
small?
not, the boiler rooms or the plant could be this large, but the boilers themselves are not that large. They're definitely bigger than a refrigerator, maybe 3 refrigerators put together.
So these boilers are the source of our hot water?
They're part of the domestic hot water loop and
Okay.
how we heat our apartments. So
Okay.
there's a plant in each of the clubhouses, and you know, that's something that we've talked about. I know we have some retired engineers and some folks that we've
Folks
done
that are
some.
really interested in
yes,
it.
that actually want to go down and look at it.
Sure.
So
Right. Okay.
and then we also have you and I were chatting, the Z lot was recently
Yes.
redone, and after the asphalt is done, they paint, new striping, and identification. So
The Z lot is over at the very, very, very end of Oak Hill.
Yes.
And folks, it's worth a field trip over there just to see this, because all of the spots in that parking lot are reserved. And they have wonderful new red painted stripes with huge white letters that give the number
Yes.
of the spot, which is especially helpful if someone parks in your spot and you need to report it, or you see someone parking that shouldn't be there, that you can report it. You'll have the number right
Yes.
there.
So as those lots are redone, the little tiny signs that are on the curb in front of your
Yes,
car,
that fall off.
yes, will be going away.
Okay.
So it will be very visible
So
and
this
obvious.
is something that we're going to be repainting in all of the lots?
Yes.
Maybe not repaving like that.
Correct.
lot.
As they are redone, they'll be, if they have the paving, and then the striping will be redone.
Excellent.
Yes.
It's really beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're glad that it's helpful.
Sure.
And then last but certainly not least, our security team has been going through some training, abbreviated EMR, which stands for Emergency Medical Response training. It's about 40 hours worth of
Wow.
training. So the scope of work in which they work, it remains the same, but the additional information really helps them with how they respond to calls, what information the fire EMS who come on site or the physician on call may ask, and it gives them a lot more knowledge and confidence in what they're doing.
That's terrific. They're a great group.
They
Good
are.
deal. Lynn, we're out of time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for all the wonderful information. You answered every question I had about what was going on.
Excellent.
There you go. And we'll look forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you.